I told it's about financial literacy. So this is about the company. Already you are aware what we are into. We are into the entire gamut of HR activities. You can go through it. These are my credentials, which are already you are aware. So this is what we are going to discuss today. Financial literacy. Essential.
Mr. Chidambaram, just a quick one. Mr. Chidambaram, just a quick one.
Yeah, it's on recording. Yeah, please.
Yeah, are you into succession planning?
Succession planning. Yeah, yes.
You're into it, eh?
Yeah. Into the entire
And the
gamut
career
of it.
assessment center and career planning also?
Yes.
All right.
All HR activities, boss. All HR.
Yeah, as you said, entire gamut of HR activities. Carry on.
Yeah.
Sorry, thank you.
No problem. So this is the agenda, what we have in store for today. So we'll be beginning with why financial literacy matters. Then something I have put it in red purposefully, which means there is the most important thing, financial goals versus risk appetite. So I can't talk in Tamil, but I would love to talk in Tamil because there is a participant who does not understand Tamil, I believe. So this part, the second part is the most important of the entire session. I'm repeating it. I'm telling it louder. Financial goals versus the risk appetite. Whatever financial goals you're going to set or already you have set or you're going to refine after this session, it's exclusively based on your risk appetite. How to calculate the risk appetite, I've already shared you through the WhatsApp and we will discuss them. And we'll also be seeing common financial mistakes, which everyone has made, including me. This is a very basic elementary thing. Even our kids can, even a kid doing a 10th standard can do it. Understanding income, expenses, savings, and debt. Nowadays, kids are smart, right? Then 50, 30, 20 rule. I'll explain it. Types of income, active versus passive, monthly budget, how credit card and loans work. Many people feel credit card means itself it's a bad thing. We'll discuss that. Power of compounding. Again, a very important thing. Everybody ignores this. I'll just show you one slide where it's mind-blowing, really. One slide. Then we'll get into SIPs, mutual funds, PPF, NPS basics. Then there are various asset classes, equity. I'm into the equity market for the past 22 years, right from 2001. Debt, gold, real estate. We'll discuss this part. Then this is a very basic thing. Already you should be aware, but I'm brushing up repo rate and reverse repo rate. I'll discuss this. Then CAGR. CAGR means compounded annual growth rate. To calculate return on investment, this is the most important thing. CAGR, CAGR. They call it as CAGR, compounded annual growth rate. Very important term. Please memorize it. Compounded annual growth rate. Then the mutual fund market size. Then how many demat accounts are there in our country? And what are the various insurance products? Then the most often debated thing, whether we should live in rent or whether we should buy a house. We'll discuss this. So this is the broad agenda. If any other expectations, please do let me know in the chat box. So I'm just beginning. So why financial literacy matters? It's very simple, sir. Forget whatever is written in this slide. Whatever in this slide, anyway, I'm going to share the recordings. You can go through it. But in my experience, I'm telling why this financial literacy. Literacy here means a basic kind of education. Why it matters? Then only you can invest, you can save, you can spend, and we can live. If you don't have financial literacy, we can't take any decision. We will still we are taking decisions, but whatever decision we are taking, whether it is right or wrong, we do not know. Blind investing. Many people are investing blindly. Here, investing means not only equities, but also let it be even fixed deposits, whatever it is, blindly investing. Because many banks, like Yes Bank, and what is it, the other one, IndusInd Bank, which got into trouble very recently. All this, the money has gone. Okay. Even in HDFC, the HDFC Bank, one of the best banks, private sector banks in the country, somebody has now filed a case. So we'll discuss that. So you need to take informed decisions, because whether it's your ancestral money or whether it's your hard-earned money or whatever it is, or your father's money or whatever it is, it's your money. At the end of the day, it's your money. So there are many financial finfluencers. They are known as finfluencers. So SEBI, has already banned these influencers. Now, just like that, nobody can give a recommendation. Even the purpose of this awareness session is only to educate you and not to give any recommendations. I'm not supposed to give a recommendation. Only a registered investment advisor can give a recommendation. SEBI registered investment advisor, which I am planning to become one maybe in a year or two. Right. So for taking informed decisions, any decision you are taking, whether a house or what, you would have heard, oh, I bought it for 10,000 per square feet. The other guy would say, I bought it for just 6,000. So we would have been totally misguided or cheated or betrayed. I have been. I can share openly, I have been. Especially in land, buying land. Right. Now, coming to the goals of the life, this common, there will be many goals. I have not listed everything. Very common for a common man. It could be the first dream for any person should be to buy a house. Then, of course, children's education. And nowadays, stopping with the country, does everybody wants to go abroad, do PhD or MS or whatever it is, isn't it? Then children's marriage, especially if we have a daughter, because of the dowry system in the country, which is still prevalent in India, it becomes a huge expense. Then buying a car, a luxury car. Then foreign tour. Certain people have a dream to go to travel throughout the country. So here, you should correlate your life goals with the risk appetite. This 2 or 3 terms are very important, guys. One is risk appetite. Risk appetite is the most important one. Then CAGR, CAGR. Please somewhere note it down. Without this, do not do any kind of investment or any kind of funding. Risk appetite and CAGR. So how do you find this risk appetite? We will see that already I forwarded the Excel. I request you to do it. There are 5 metrics. 5 metrics. We'll take a look at it. So based on that, we can find each individual's risk appetite will be different. My risk appetite and Dr. Hema Kumar's risk appetite may be different. Or my risk appetite and Dr. Satish Kumar's risk appetite may be different. Because our family is different. He may have 3 children. I may have 1 child. Or he may have ancestral property. I may not have ancestral property. Isn't it? Completely different. So like how each person is unique, each person's family background and financial situation is totally different. Please understand that. So it depends upon the age. Most important factor is age, which age bracket you are. Then your earnings and your family background. This can be segregated into 3 parts: high or aggressive. I'll tell you, I fall into aggressive because that is the way I have been brought up and that is the way I have been groomed, at least by my father. So I am very aggressive. Certain people are medium and moderate, that's fine. And certain people are very defensive, though they have a very sound financial background, running into crores. I have seen many people having a lot of complexes, estates, etc. But they are very defensive, very low. Only FDs. They don't imagine beyond FD. So we will see that. That's something very important. So please remember this. Where there is risk, there will be reward. Very simple. No pain, no gain. Where there is risk, there will be reward. If I do not want to take any risk, then obviously inflation will eat away all the money. We'll take a look at the inflation also later. So you will have to manage your risk appetite with the 5 parameters which I'm going to show now, plus the time horizon. See, everything has a time, right? Overnight, if somebody wants to become a let's say a Bill Gates or whatever it is, it's not possible. Or a Warren Buffett, it's not possible. Isn't it? Overnight, not possible. Unless and otherwise, they are going to do something unethical. Ethically, it's not possible. So everything has a time. Everything is connected to the time. More time, more reward. This is proved. I can show the data. Now find out your risk appetite using the risk appetite calculator shared. You can do it for yourself. No need to divulge here. But having said that, let me open that file just to give an overview of it. It's very much self-explanatory. Very simple. Even my daughter would understand this. See, age group. It has 5 parameters: age, investment goal, then if your investment dropped in certain percentage, whatever is the percentage, let's say 20%, monthly savings, then finally emergency fund. See, this emergency fund has become very important in today's fragile world. Today's fragile world. Totally, the plane crash happened. All dead, all on board, except one passenger, right? This emergency fund has become very crucial nowadays. Suddenly, pink slips are being issued everywhere in the newspaper. You are reading Procter and Gamble laying people, this company laying people, that company laying off people. So, job is not secure. Job is not at all secure. Okay, so here, just you fill it for yourself. This is mine. So, whatever is mine, I have filled it up. So, accordingly, I have given the score points. So, my ambition is long-term wealth creation. I want to create wealth for a long term. If somebody wants to make profit, then that is medium term or short term. Somebody wants to speculate, that is medium term or short term. But my perspective is wealth creation. At least for 3 generations, wealth should be created. So that being said, it's generally 10 plus years. So I'm giving 5 points to myself. So it could vary person to person. It could vary. It all depends upon your other factors. So let's say if the market crashed, which happened actually from October to February, October 2024 to February 2025, the market crashed. I'm telling you, all my investments came to all my profits, not my investments, because I have been in the market for a very long time. All my profits, almost from 80% profit, my profits came to 5% between October to February. If I'm inexperienced, if I'm a person who panics often, then I would have sold. Since I have already lost so much and I'm experienced and I'm qualified, so I didn't panic. So now again it is back to at least not to 80%, at least to 50%. So what I'm trying to say is, if it drops, many people today, especially many youngsters, everybody they are there into the market, whether it is derivatives, equity derivatives, or currency derivatives, or commodity derivatives, or what is that? Bitcoin. So many people lose, especially in the futures and options. 90% of the people lose money. Okay, in futures and options. I'm not telling in cash market. Right. So what is your monthly savings? This is something very, very important, guys. Something very, very important. More than 30%, brilliant if you're able to save. So here I have given myself 3 because this is the fact. I'm only able to save around 25% of my earnings, 25 to 26%. So I have given 3. If you're able to save more than 30, then it's good. This is after all your needs and wants. Needs, wants.
Mr. Chidambaram, just a quick one. Sorry for interrupting. What should be the thumb rule, or in terms of criteria? Let me not call criteria. What should be the thumb rule in terms of how do you spend your this thing? Is it 70,
that's
20?
Coming.
You said
that is coming in the subsequent slide.
Sure. Thank you.
That is what is called 50, 30, 20 rule. I'm coming to it. Okay. So if you are able to save more than 30%, that's something fantastic. I'm not able to do it because there are more commitments. That is what I'm telling. I'm unique. Dr. Satish is unique. Dr. Hemakumar is unique. Or Dr. Vivek is unique. Everybody is unique, right? In spending. So, do you have an emergency fund? Yes. Sure, I have planned well in this part. Oh, okay, already I've burnt my fingers. So here I am doubly sure I have an emergency fund, even for more than 6 months. This is very, very important, sir. This emergency fund is something very, very important. Mind you, don't take it very lightly. 6 months expenses. If your expenses are, let's say, 1 lakh per month, 1 lakh, just to remember, at least you should have minimum, I would say, 6 lakhs or not more than that. So my total score comes down to 20. So I'm a person with a risk appetite, with having a high risk appetite. So this is how you class it. It can vary. Nothing wrong in being a person with a low risk appetite. It's basically habits, right? And the environment which you are brought up, your parents, all these things, background, etc. All these things play a pivotal role in determining your risk appetite. But this is one side, but you should be well informed. I'm coming to that subsequent slides. This is just only to find out the risk appetite. As a person, what is the risk appetite I have? That's all. Whether I like cricket or soccer or tennis, like that, what's my risk appetite? Based on this, I'm going to take the decisions. Okay, whether if I'm having cholesterol, total cholesterol, let's say more than 150 or something, more than the range, normal range, then the doctor would prescribe me Rosuva's 10 mg. If the total cholesterol is low, then he'll prescribe me 5 mg, something like that. So risk appetite is something which you can correlate with your health. So this is very, very important. Very, very important. Please note it down. Anyway, I'm sharing this. You should never forget. This is the rule book. There's something called 70-20-10 given by National Stock Exchange itself. This rule book is given by NSE. So 70% you should do an analysis. 20% you should observe. 10% you should execute. But what we are doing, including me, I've lost so much of money during 2002, 2003 and all. So what we are doing in the reverse order. 10% analysis we are doing. 20% remains the same. We are observing, watching. And 70% we are executing as if we know everything. We are telling this is a great movie. Everybody go and watch it. Finally, there is nothing in the movie. Isn't it?
Hello.
Ah, yeah.
Chidambaram.
Yeah.
Hello. You can hear
Yes,
me?
sir. Yeah. Yes, Joseph, go ahead.
I want to know why do they use the 70? I want to know why do they use the 70-20-10 model? Even
See,
they use the 70-20-10 model in learning also.
Yeah, this is the guideline.
And adult one learns
This is
on the job,
framework.
20% through coaching and mentoring, 10% through classroom training. Why do they adopt like this?
See, this is a framework. You are right. This is a framework created by National Stock Exchange. See, these are proven methods because see why it's self-explanatory.
Okay.
If you do spend 70% of the time in analysis, you will pick the right stock or the right bank. Let's say I'm depositing my money in a small finance bank, which may vanish tomorrow because for 0.5% additional interest. It may vanish, it may disappear, it may go bankrupt. So 70% of the time, we should do a thorough analysis. To do analysis, there are a lot of things to study. We're not going to get into that. So 70% of the time.
I was trying to say the model is good, very good. And they're adopting this model in other aspects also. That's the reason, that's what I was trying to say that,
Yeah, because, see, otherwise what happens, a surgeon carrying out a surgery without doing the course, what happens? Life is at risk. Something like that. So 70% we should do the analysis, and 20% we should observe, and 10% we should execute. But all of us, including me, I'm not an exception. I'm following it. I followed in the reverse order. Of course, last 10 years, I don't take decisions in a haste when it comes to investing. Right.
Can I add something here? Can I?
Yeah, please.
When it comes to the 70-20-10 model, I was so inquisitive. I was so happy when you said 70-20-10. I immediately thought about, the development training strategy, when somebody wants to develop himself in a particular skill or something, when he wants to, learn or something like that, the strategy is 70-20-10. 70% on the job, 20% through coaching and mentoring, 10% only is through classroom training. 70% cannot be through classroom training, or it cannot be through coaching and mentoring. So 70% significant amount is for on the jobs. That's what I was trying to put this analogy here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead, please. Thank you.
So this common financial mistakes: overspending, ignoring budgets, not saving for emergencies. We have discussed anything could be emergency. Anything could be an emergency. Suddenly, my father had a major life-threatening disease. I had to shell out all my savings way back in 2012. And sometimes what we do, my friend has bought iPhone 7 Plus or whatever is the latest model they have launched in Mumbai in the mall. We go there, stand up morning 6 o'clock in New Delhi, in Mumbai, and we buy that. He is buying, he is earning. Can we do that? Overspending just for the society, especially mobile phones. Just to give an example. Because I'm seeing many of the students, especially the father's money, isn't it? Overspending. When it comes to my mind, the first thing which comes to my mind, either watching a Vijay movie giving 2,000 rupees, the cost of the movie is 200, or buying, just changing mobiles once in every 6 months. So these are the common mistakes. Just because the other fellow did, I want to do, which doesn't work. So now you should understand income, expenses, savings, and debt. See, how do you understand your income? Your income could be fixed. Fixed means you are in a secure job, sir. You are working with the Tatas or Reliance or whatever it is. Any great conglomerate or in a government, central government job or in a state government job. Your income is fixed. That is one part. The second part is variable part. Even in that income, even in your CTC, especially if you grow up the ladder, the variable pay would constitute 70%, fixed pay would constitute 30%. This is for the high level people, I'm telling. See, so in such a scenario, you should plan only for the fixed pay. Certainly, the company does not do well in the Q4 or Q3. What happens? Then they don't issue the variable pay. Everything goes for a toss, isn't it? So don't never plan any expenses. You plan, but don't think that this is for. Don't take it for granted. Of course, past data is there. Based on past data, the company has done well, so company will pay 100% variable pay. That's fine. But what I'm trying to say as a thumb rule, income can be divided into fixed versus variable. So whatever is the fixed income, plan for it. Never plan for the variable. Okay. Similarly, there is active income, passive income. Active income, I'm working as so and so company. Passive income, let's say I'm teaching, or let's say I'm getting some rent. These are passive incomes. So income again can be classified into active versus passive income. This is for a common person. Of course, there are people with ancestral property and there are people, wealthy people. We're not speaking about the top 1% or 2% of the country. Then please categorize the expenses. And then how do you manage this? Now, this is the important part. This is what we were asking, Mr. Joseph. So 50, 30, 20. See, these three terms, please, you know already. Needs, wants, and the third one is savings and repayment of debt. Debt could be personal loan, jewelry loan, or housing loan, or car loan, or whatever it is. So needs and wants. What is the need? Need is non-discretionary. Very simple. Non-discretionary. It's for survival. Wants is discretionary. It's not for survival. It's discretionary. This month, I plan to go to so and so place. I can go and no need to go. It's not my survival. So needs are non-discretionary. It is must to survive, must to live. So 50% allot for that. If your income is very high, then fine. It may fall below that if your expenses are low. But this is the general rule. 50% for your needs, 30% for your wants. Wants are non-discretionary or discretionary items. Let's say I'm planning to go to somewhere, Goa, somewhere, whatever it is. Then 20% to your savings and debt. So on your needs, everything gets covered. What gets covered? The house rent, groceries, children education, parents' health insurance, isn't it? Your life insurance, term insurance, all gets covered. These are needs. Because health insurance, term insurance are needs. They are not wants. Remaining 20%, please put it to the savings and debt, whatever is the debt repayment. So this is the way you will have to allot. So India as a country, especially if you compare with US and other countries where there is no savings culture, India is a country where the savings culture is deeply ingrained in our land, I would say. So this we have discussed. So monthly budget. So this is the monthly budget you should put, as I said, needs, wants. We can classify it. It varies from person to person. We're not going to get into detail. Needs is must for survival. Wants I want, I can go to Taj. I want, I can go to, let's say, IMAX show or a normal show. And 20% is for the savings, whatever it is, and for my debt, for my luxury car, whatever I'm going to repay. Isn't it? So emergency fund here, though I have given 3 to 6 months, but from my personal experience, I'm telling at least 12 months is required. 12 months of emergency fund is required. And because in the coming days, the world is full of uncertainty. There is tariff war. There is all types of war which is going on nowadays. So anything can happen. 12 months of emergency fund is a must. So now coming to credit cards and loans. See, credit cards is a good thing provided we use it in a disciplined manner. What do you mean by disciplined manner or a disciplined way? If I'm using my credit card for paying off the education fees of my children's or college, whatever it is, then that is discipline. Because here the fees is somewhere around 2 lakhs, let's say. I'm just doing one swipe and 2 lakhs gets expended. That 2 lakhs I'm going to get reward points. If I spend for groceries, again it is discipline. If I'm going to spend my credit card to purchase some want, which is non-discretionary, then that is something wrong. Something wrong. Okay, because because everybody has desires, right? Everybody has wants. Everybody is attracted towards something. So the moment we have a card, then we go and swipe. But at the time of the payment is the time where we really struggle to repay. So what I'm trying to say is, don't have more than 2 credit cards. You can't manage it. Don't have more than 2 credit cards. Have it in different cycles. Of course, the repayment is 50 days, but different cycles. Have it in different cycles. I'm not going to give any recommendation, but whatever I have used from the credit cards, I found HDFC was the best in terms of reward points. So coming to loans, let's say if you're taking a personal loan, for some emergency in the family, it's going to cost you 14%, 12 to 14, or even more than that, depending upon your credit score. I'll come to the credit score later. If your credit score is good, excellent, then it will reduce. If your credit score given by CIBIL, it's not good, then the interest rate will be higher. It depends on the credit score. We'll see that credit score matrix in the subsequent slide. But what I'm trying to drive here is there is a difference in the interest rate between personal loan and gold loan. We feel, oh, gold is something very, especially in India, it is seen as a cultural thing, it's seen as a sentimental thing, and it's seen more than as a precious metal. It's a precious metal, no doubt, the yellow metal. But it's seen more than that. Oh, how do I go and pledge this? My father-in-law has given me, or my mother-in-law has given this kind of no, absolutely no sentiments, sir. At the end of the day, we are going to repay. Nobody is going to pay for us. Our neighbor, or including our parents, nobody is going to, or our parents are, nobody is going to pay for us. We have to pay. Provided if you are disciplined, if you are going to pledge your gold, somebody may tell, he is pledging gold, he is not fit. All the sentiments are gone those days. Today, the price of gold, everybody knows where it has gone. This year alone, it has appreciated 20%. This year, the first 6 months, gold has appreciated 20%. So the interest rate, when you compare it with the personal loan, it's far less. But if you have an emergency, you can do it. That is what I'm doing. Here the crux is, if the emergency is there, then you can do it. So I will give you this example. Somewhere I have put it between a gold loan and a somewhere, okay, it's not there. Somewhere you can, let's say you're taking 5 lakhs. Okay, let's say 5 lakhs you wanted urgently for 3 years. At least you can say, I'm telling you, if you go for a gold loan instead of a personal loan, 3 years is the repayment period. You can save at least 30,000 rupees. That's money, right? At least 30,000 rupees, 30 to 40,000 rupees when you go for a gold loan. But if you feel sentiment and other things, then you means including me, I'm telling you. If we feel sentiment or other things, what my in-laws will think or what my relatives will think, then you pay the extra 40,000 better. You pay the extra 40,000. He's not going to pay a single penny instead of. No, absolutely. This is me. I'm telling about from my experience. Okay, what is a credit score? So this I have explained. Higher the score, lower the rate. You get lower the rate. You'll see this. So how to get a higher score? Bills should be paid on time. At the same time, let's say the repayment date is, let's say 20 days cycle they give, right? 50 days. After 30 days, 20 days time they give, 20 or 90 days. The 20 days, before the last 3 days, you can pay. Keep your balances low. Don't take unnecessary loans. So why investing is important? Because of inflation. Government is projecting inflation is only 4%, 3 to 4%, but no. You know what is the things they are taking to calculate inflation? If you go and see that website, Ministry of Finance website, they still the transistor and all is there to calculate inflation. Who's using transistor nowadays? It's all the data, whatever they are giving is it's not realistic. It's not realistic. The government says this is the inflation somewhere here, but actually it is somewhere here. So the value of 10,000, here I have taken 10,000. The value of 10,000, if the current inflation is between 7% to 8%, the value of 10,000 over a period of 3 years comes to 8,000. Whatever you purchase 10 units for 10,000. Let's say you purchase 10 units of X for 10,000. After 3 years, the same product you can buy only 8 units. The value of money erodes. Many people don't realize that the value of money erodes. Many people park the money in the savings account. Huge money in the savings account. The savings account 1 month expense is enough, not more than that. Or even I would say even a half a month expense. Because it fetches you a paltry sum of 2% or 3%. That's all. Interest rate, savings interest rate. Go to SBI and all, just 2.5% savings account. So this is the credit score range, matrix. You should have a credit score of 800 to 900 to become excellent. So you get the best interest rates. Easily it will be approved in a few minutes. It's very low risk. So to get this, you should pay the bills on time. You should not take too many loans. All this stuff. You should not inflate your income. You should not produce false pay slips. All this stuff is there. At least somewhere we should be, if you ask me, getting excellent is going to be a Himalayan task. At least somewhere here we should be between good and very good. Otherwise, what happens is it becomes a problem when we go for a loan. We go for a loan, it becomes a problem. Now, what I understand, the latest news is in health insurance claim also, while porting the policy during portability, if you are moving from United India to let's say ICICI, this credit score is going to be taken into account. That's the latest news. So this credit score plays a very important role not only in securing loans at a lower interest rate, but also when porting your health insurance policy. So this is something very, very important for us. And one important point is this: how can you? What are the factors which impacts your CIBIL score? CIBIL is the agency, rating agency. Okay, what are the factors? Timely repayment. So 30%. If your credit card limit is 10 lakhs, don't spend more than 3 lakhs. That is what it is saying. Point number 2, 30%. So the mix should be a combination of secured and unsecured loan. What is secured loan? You pledge your home, you pledge your car, you pledge your shares, get loan.
Mr. Chidambaram, hello.
Yeah, Joseph.
I'm trying to connect through laptop. You need to accept. You need to let me in.
Yeah, you can.
Can you?
You can just we will take a 2-minute break, sir. During that time, you can do.
Sure. Okay.
So the length of the credit history, okay, longer is the better, which means, let's say I'm paying my credit card bills on time for the past 20 years. Let's say person X is paying for the past 3 years means. So my tenure is more than him or her. So I get a better score. The number of inquiries, too many applications, too many loan credit card applications, lower your score. I remember still a person when I was working as a HR head. I remember a guy who drew an excellent salary around 3 lakhs per month, but 1.5 lakhs went for the credit card alone every month. Credit card loans. It could be either television loan or it could be a mobile. I was telling about the mobile phone. Mobile phone every 6 months it changes. So mobile phone loan, or even it could be of some foreign trip. Then every time you say salary is not enough. So this is the problem. So too many credit card, too many loans. I'm having personal loan. I'm having jewel loan. I'm having jumbo loan using my HDFC card. Too many loans. Then the credit score. Not only. So what I'm trying to say is, paying on time is important. Paying on time alone is not enough. A combination of credit utilization, credit mix, secured versus unsecured, and the length of credit history.
Mr. Chidambaram here.
Yeah, yeah,
Chidambaram.
yeah.
See, I took a loan now from HDFC sometime back. It's a personal loan.
Okay.
HDFC, the personal loan, the interest is very high. That fellow, the person who sanctioned the loan, the person who coordinated with me, he said, no, it'll take less than a day, to process the loan. And he quickly processed the loan. When I wanted to pay back before the due date or something, for example, now the loan was lasting for 3 years. I wanted to pay it back now after a year. That fellow I was trying to contact now, he never came online. I tried many days. He never. Until now, no, then after that, I had to wait until 3 years to pay back. So these guys know, so they're there now to help you to get the loan. But when you want to pay it back now, before the due date or something, they're not willing to accept it. This is a sad state of affairs with HDFC. I don't know about your experience. I'm sharing about my experience.
Yeah, that's true. Most of the banks or most of the other NBFCs, they operate in such a manner. I don't want to take company names here, but most of the banks and NBFCs, how many NBFCs are there? So they operate in such a manner.
Are you going to share the recording with
Pardon?
anybody? Are you going
Pardon?
to share the recording with anybody outside the group?
See, it will be posted in YouTube in my channel.
Then okay. The
And
questions.
don't worry,
I
don't
hope you
worry.
will be editing these questions.
No,
I, I,
don't worry. Nobody is going to question us. We're not doing
Mhm.
anything. This thing. Okay. Whatever is the
Mhm.
facts, whatever is in public domain, only we are discussing. Whatever
Mhm.
is in public domain, only we are discussing. Don't
All
worry
right.
about it.
All right.
Right. So asset classes, very important, sir. What are the different asset classes? Equity. Equity is high risk, high return. High risk, high return, sir. See, you score 100 runs in the first 6 overs. The probability of India winning is high. Hence, the risk. The probability of Rohit Sharma getting out is high. So something like that. Again, it depends on your risk appetite. Oh, equity means we lose our money. If you go with that mindset, you will lose. So then debt. Debt is something stable. Debt is your secured government bonds, fixed deposits. All those things come under debt. Public Provident Fund, NPS, all these things comes under debt. Then gold. Within brackets, I have put hedge. Here, what is the meaning of hedge is, especially during times of uncertainty, which we are currently facing, all types of wars. All types of wars are going on now. The whole world is reeling under war. All types of war, including trade war. So during this time, if you see, gold as an investment is considered as an excellent hedge. Here, hedge means generally if you see the history, past data, gold always climbs up during this uncertain times. That's why in the last 6 months it has gone up like anything. So always we should have gold in our portfolio, gold and silver, some percentage apart from the jewelry, whatever we want to save for our kids. Gold and silver should always be in our portfolio. It need not be in physical form, because in physical form you will have to get a locker, you will have to pay rent, you will have to pay all stuff. In home, if you keep it, somebody will come and do a burglary and it will go off. So it's better to buy it in dematerialized form, either through mutual funds. If you buy it through mutual funds, no need for a demat account. But if you buy exchange traded funds, there are exchange traded funds gold. If you buy that, then you need a demat account. So either way we can buy it, but according to me, it's better to hold in electronic mode rather than in a physical form, because all lockers are full. Even lockers sometimes catches fire, and whatever the banks gives as a security is something not more than 20%. They won't return the money. They won't return the gold if something catches fire. It's at you read the agreement and see you are signing. Real estate, the problem with the real estate is, if we would have purchased real estate before 2000, then it would have been a real gold. But the problem is, after 2000, especially after all these IT companies and India becoming a global hub, all this stuff, the real estate prices have gone northwards, has skyrocketed, and whatever you are buying now, we cannot sell it. From my experience, I'm telling, we cannot sell it because it is highly illiquid. Everybody has got more than two pieces of land, 2 plots of land, or 2 houses. You can't sell it. The liquidity is very low. But having said that, if you buy a real estate in a strategic location, then sometimes you may gain sometimes. What is the strategic location? We can't say. In real estate, we can't predict. And again, it is a highly, of course, now it's regulated with all your RERA and all other stuff. Now, real estate investment trusts have come, like mutual funds. You can invest in that also. You can buy even 1 square feet also. So that's different. But what I'm trying to say is, there was a boom for real estate. That boom is not there now. This is my school of thought, but you may differ. Many people differ with me. But whatever we are buying today, definitely I'm telling, I'll show you, I'm having the data. We can't sell it with a good profit. Provided if we are having one or 2 houses, that is fine. If you are going to buy 10 houses or 15 houses, it's not going to serve the purpose. I will show it in subsequent slides. So this compounding, I told you, I'll explain this. So this is one example. This is the power of compounding. A company called Bajaj Finance, if you would have invested, let's say 1 lakh rupee way back in 2008, the value of 1 lakh today, that is after, let's say 17 years or 14 and a half years to be precise, the value of 1 lakh invested in December 2008 in a stock in a company called Bajaj Finance. It is a NBFC, non-banking financial company. Is 13 crores today. The company now has issued a bonus as well as a split last week. What I'm trying to say is, like this one case, like this many stocks are there. We're not going to discuss.
How many shares you're holding, Mr. Chidambaram?
Sir, actually, we are not supposed to discuss these things.
All right.
And
All
I'm not supposed to discuss these things in this forum. Okay, there will be a separate discussion for that. Once if I'm registered with SEBI, I can do these things. So what I'm trying to say is, company like this, many companies are there. A company called Vinati Organics, Bajaj Finance, or Ramakrishna Forgings. Many companies I can tell. The sum of 1 lakh invested in 2008 is 13 crores. I'll tell you another company called Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, headquartered in Bangalore. It's into defense. Okay, if you would have invested just 1 lakh, let us say, even 5 years before, that 1 lakh is worth 25 lakhs today. It's worth 25 lakhs today. So the art of picking right stocks requires wealth of knowledge. So for that, many courses are there that we will discuss separately. Just one example, what long-term investing can do. 1 lakh is not a big money. Even in 2008, it's not a big money. Not at all a big money. Just 1 lakh. This is not possible in your fixed deposit or in your real estate in the current state, in the current scheme of things, or even in your gold, I would say. This is not possible. Okay. Now, there are other instruments such as mutual funds, which is also good. In mutual funds, either you can invest lump sum or systematic investment, but I prefer SIP over lump sum because you can average out. But there are also instruments like Public Provident Fund and NPS. Okay, there is a lock-in period for these instruments, especially PPF. There is a lock-in period of 5 years. You can't withdraw the money. So please check the lock-in period before investing in any of the debt instruments. Even in mutual fund, there is a lock-in period. Even in mutual fund, there is a lock-in period. So please read the offer document very carefully before investing. Otherwise, we would get easily misguided. Now, life insurance, you know what is the purpose of life insurance? It supports our family. Okay. Health insurance, it covers medical costs, especially for old age people. This health insurance is a must, especially for parents. Especially for parents, old age, this health insurance is an absolute must. Otherwise, if they get some life-threatening disease, even our whole estate will have to pledge. That is the cost of treatment today. So term insurance, hope you are aware. So don't mix up insurance with investment. Term insurance, it gives you a high coverage at a low cost, but there is nothing, you will not get any returns. So it's better to take a term insurance rather than a life insurance with a return on investment. You won't get the money, but the coverage will be very high. Coverage will be very high. See, imagine the people who died in the crash or in the Goa thing recently. Imagine. So this term insurance is a must-have. It's a must-have in today's fragile life. It's a must-have. So the family is secure because the premium is peanuts, especially if you take it at a lower age. Okay. So mis-selling I'm skipping. So this income tax and all I'm skipping because there is something. This you should understand. There is something called repo rate and reverse repo rate. The current repo rate is, I'll tell what is repo rate. Before that, I'll tell you the percentage. The repo rate currently, latest one is 6th June, they have declared last week, 5.5%. Reverse repo rate is 3.35%. So based on this only, the home loan rates or your savings bank account rates or your fixed deposit interest rates, all are fixed. All banks fix based on this repo rate and reverse repo rate announced by the Monetary Policy Committee. The Monetary Policy Committee, constituted by the RBI, meets once in 2 months and decides this. Either they increase it or they reduce it. So what is the repo rate? Repo rate, these are basics. Okay, repo rate is the rate at which RBI lends money to all the banks, all the commercial banks, for to meet their short-term needs. RBI lending money to banks is repo rate. So currently it is lending at 5.5%. RBI borrowing money from bank. RBI will also lend, RBI will also borrow. That is 3.35. While lending, it lends at 5.5. While borrowing, it borrows at 3.35. Why it borrows? Because there is excess liquidity. Liquidity means cash. There is so much of cash in the system. So they want to absorb that excess liquidity. Okay, it's bi-monthly. So now this is a very important slide out of the all. So CAGR, I told you, compounded annual growth rate. Every year, this 8.4% is every year, not for 5 years. Every year, my 1 crore grows to 8.4. My 1 crore yields annual return every year for 8.4 for the next 5 years. Okay, so bank FDs, it's just 8.4. Just 8.8, not even 8.4, it has reduced. 7 to 9. Okay, 7 to 9. Small finance bank will give you 9. Whereas large banks like SBI or HDFC will give you only 7. Gold, last 5 years I'm telling, okay. December 19 to December 2024. Gold, 13.5%. Good. Again, here taxes are there. taxes are there. This is not net of tax. This is the gross interest. Gold is 13.5. Again, here taxes are there. Silver 18.63. Something good. Nifty 50. Nifty 50. Nothing, sir. I have no brains. I do not know the spelling of Nifty also. I do not know anything about stock market. I'm blind. If I would have invested in these 50 companies, I would have got a return of 14.2. Nifty 50 companies. Okay. These are big companies, not chota companies, big companies. So which is better, 14.21 or 8.4 over a period of 5 years? If I take this data for the past 10 years also, it remains the same. For past 40 years also, it remains the same. You can check from the NSE website. Again, the period is for December 2019 to 24. Sensex. So these are the major two indices. There are many indices. We are not going to get into that. Many indices are there. The benchmark indices for India are Nifty 50 and BSE 30. BSE 30 would have given you a return of 13.63 every year. There is something called Nifty Next 50. It would have given you a whooping 22.2%. If you have invested in Nifty 50 Next 50. So without taking risks, this is 100% possible with the way the India is growing to a $5 trillion economy and to become a Viksit Bharat by 2047. At least I am confident. I have a great respect for the stock market because I have benefited immensely. So what I'm suggesting is, please review the key financial principles, whatever I have taught, and try to refine it. Reflect on your current practices. Try to do a needs, wants, and repayment analysis, and set the action plan, and accordingly effectively utilize the credit cards, and try to have a balanced portfolio, a combination of debt, equity, and commodities. Now, here, this slide, if you see, why I put this slide is, this is extracted from Economic Times. Okay. See, though there are banks offering as high as, let's say, let's take some bankers, no leading banks are here. They are offering very low rates. Let's take IndusInd Bank. It's run by Hindujas, right? They're giving 7%. Got into a very big problem recently. Got into a very big issue recently. They have diverted funds. IndusInd Bank got into a very big problem. Everybody thought, oh, Ashok Leyland, great company, promoted by Hindujas, all those stuff. See, so that is the problem. Now, one more bank I'll tell you. Yes Bank, totally reeling in trouble. Yes Bank, promoted by Rana Kapoor, totally reeling and under trouble. A friend of mine, a colleague of mine, not friend, a colleague, a senior general manager, lost 50 lakhs by depositing in Yes Bank for additional interest, just because his son is working there. Gone. So these are generally considered most safe post office deposits. But as I told you, inflation will eat into it. Completely will eat into it. So it depends upon your risk appetite again. But this scheme, Suganya Samriddhi scheme, especially for the girl child, it has become a very big hit, especially in Tamil Nadu. Okay, now coming to the mutual funds, I have only 15 minutes more. So coming to the mutual funds, two terms you should know. The first term I would say is asset management company. Asset management companies. There are 46 companies like HDFC, ICICI, UTI, Axis, SBI, Nippon. So many companies are there. Tata's, Reliance, so many companies are there. So 46 companies are there. More companies have submitted for approval. So these are known as asset management companies. 46 companies are there in India. So assets under management, out this 46 companies, how many assets, what is the size of assets these 46 companies manage? 72 lakh crores. 72 lakh crores. So in the form of lump sum, 80% is going. In the form of SIP, only 20% is going, which means SIP is something very systematic, very disciplined, which means this disciplined investing still has to grow in India. I wouldn't say it's in a nascent stage. We have come above the nascent stage. Somewhere it's growing because the systematic investment market will be high, you will buy. Market will crash, you will buy. So it averages out. So I prefer the SIP route rather than this lump sum route. Why 80% are investing in lump sum? They get their variable pay. Variable pay in April or May month salary. They put that lump sum there, or they get a gift from their dad or whatever it is. They put that money there, or whatever it is. For one time, they go and invest. So that is why this sum is huge. Understood? Or they get a rent deposit. They go and put that in lump sum. So here, the important thing you need to watch is expense ratio. For any mutual fund, expense ratio is very important. If it is a direct fund, it is low. Okay. For indirect funds, it's high, but not much of a difference. Both are good only. Both are good. You can go for direct funds as well as regular equity funds also. If it's a bond fund, then it's lower. Expense ratio is lower. Return will also obviously will be lower. So fund types equity, 100% equity. This is for a fellow with a high risk appetite. Debt. This is for a fellow with a defensive risk appetite, low risk appetite. Hybrid is for a moderate fellow. Hybrid is a combination of this plus this. Then there are index funds, like your Nifty 50, Nifty Next 50, or Nifty Auto, Nifty IT, Nifty Defense, BSE Defense, whatever it is. Then there are sectoral funds, like defense sector, auto sector, IT sector, etc. Then there are tax savings funds also. So whatever fund type you choose, you should be prudent about it. If you are going to invest in tax saving, there is a lock-in period of 5 years. You can't take it. I have fixed my daughter's marriage, nothing doing. My daughter wants to do MS in Boston University, nothing doing. You can't take it. Then don't put it in. Some fellow would have missold it to you because for them, the mutual fund distributors also earn a commission. Okay. SEBI has come very badly on these finfluencers. So these are the number of demat accounts. See, during the time of COVID, many people thought the stock market will come to a grinding halt. The stock market is closed once for all. They thought during COVID, because the stock prices were trading at a level which was seen in 2010 during COVID. Those who have purchased during COVID, now for them, at least for 2 generations, they would have accumulated, provided they have invested a sizable amount. So the total demat accounts has gone up, especially in the last 3-4 years, has skyrocketed. It's 19 crores, 19 to 19.2 crores. If you remove the duplicates, because see, I myself am having 4 demat accounts because there are duplicates. If you link with the PAN, it will come to 11 to 12 crores. So this number is only going to grow up going forward because India is an emerging market. India is not like US. India is an emerging market. Okay, this home loan rates I'm just skipping. So credit card reward points. If you utilize your credit card effectively, you can buy any important expense. You can cover it for the whole year. Whether you are buying dress materials for you, whether you're going to fund your travel, going to your native, the whole thing can be funded through this reward points, provided there is a disciplined way of utilizing. Left, right, center, if you utilize, then then some people, even sometimes at one point in time, we get confused. Which card, for which card, how much bill, did I spend this? We get a doubt. So that is purely distraction. We need to avoid the distraction. If you differentiate the need and want, then you will come to know. So these are life insurance products. I'm not going to get into detail. Health insurance, one important thing I'll tell you here. One very important thing. You might know, but I'm only refreshing. If you have a basic policy, let's say whether individual or family floater, go for a super topper. Not topper, super topper. Don't go for topper. Go for super topper. If you have a family floater, say for 10 lakhs. it's costing you, let's say 50K for the whole family, a family of 4 members. If you go for a super top up, you can top it up by another 10 lakhs, even another 20 lakhs. But the cost will be just 20% of this 10,000. Whatever you are incurring more than this, suppose touch wood, nothing should happen, but if it happens, it will get funded through this. So the super top up is a very important thing which many people are not aware. You should take a basic policy. On top of that, you should do a super top up rather than going for a 50 lakh or a 40 lakh policy, because the cost would be phenomenal. Okay, so these things I'm not going to get into detail. Okay, see, this title insurance is something we buy a property. This alone I will explain. We buy a property. The titles are not clear. Buy a property means you are it is something not the kind of properties which a common man buys. Nowadays, the minimum price is 1 crore, right? Not to that tune. Maybe a 200 crore or 300 crore property, which we are seeing in the newspapers. All the who's and who of the industry are buying, right? In Mumbai, they are buying. So let's say recently Uday Kotak of the Aditya Birla Group, he purchased in early Mumbai 240 crores. So they will take a title insurance. Suppose if there's some problem with the title deeds of the property, they will get it covered. This title insurance is for high net worth individuals. Okay. Similarly, trade credit insurance. What is this trade credit insurance? The borrower, we are supplying goods or services on credit basis to our customer. If the customer does not repay the same on time or beyond the due date, then this trade credit insurance will indemnify us. So that is the objective of trade credit insurance. Cyber insurance, for any data breach, data violation, all this stuff. See, pet insurance is there. So many types of insurance are there. So this is what I was telling about the difference between physical gold and gold in DMAT or ETF form. If you buy it in mutual funds, if somebody says, "Sir, I don't want DMAT, sir, who's going to maintain that?" Then you can buy through mutual funds. That's also possible. See, the liquidity is the biggest advantage. This point, this liquidity, fourth one, in dematerialized form or mutual fund mode is very high. At the click of your mobile phone, you can do it. Next minute, the money gets credited in your designated bank. See here, purity and all issue if you buy with a local jeweler. But here, there is no issue. Always, this is 100% better, except for other than for marriages. It can be bought even for even as low as even for even less than 100 rupees. One unit costs 82 or 100 rupees. You can go and check. But the taxation same. Whatever is the taxation, it's the same. It comes with the indexation. Indexation means cost of adjusting the inflation. Okay. Now this is the most important thing. Many times this has been debated. I have debated in various forums. Buying or living in rent. It is a $1 billion question we often fight within the family or between relatives or even with our parents or even many people, whether buying or living in rent. But if you, without looking at the data, what I'm trying to tell is one house is compulsory. Having one house or two houses is fine. But having more than that, I don't think so. Especially in the current real estate market. I'll show you what's the example. Let's take the example of a common man, okay, who's an employment-oriented person who's working. Let's take. Generally, anybody going for home loan will have 50% cash with them. 50% only they'll be borrowing. Okay. Any person. Somebody borrows 80%, then that's his problem. So I'm assuming 50% is borrowed. The person is borrowing. Let's take a sum of 1 crore of the housing loan. 50 crores he has borrowed, 8% for 20 years. 41,000 is the EMI per month. So the total outgo for 20 years is 1 crore. Out of this 1 crore, 50 lakhs is principal, 50 lakhs is interest. So at the end of the 20 years, if you see, what is the total outflow? 1.5 crores. 1.5 crores is the total outflow. Okay. Down payment, he has paid 50 lakhs, and EMI he has paid in the form of the interest he has paid 1 crore, that is 37,000. So totally, roughly, approximately 1.5 crores he has paid for a loan of 50 lakhs. 3 times he has paid for a 20-year period. So let's take this in a hypothetical scenario. The house appreciates to 2 crores to 3 crores, depending on the market, but this generally doesn't happen. Because generally doesn't happen unless and otherwise, if it's in a good place, heart of the city, this will happen. Otherwise, no. Because now cities, all cities, Mumbai or Chennai, have expanded like anything, isn't it? The radius has expanded like anything. So this will definitely not happen. The current scheme of things. But if it is the heart of city, it will happen. Let's assume this is happening. It goes for 3 crores. Now, option 2, just park it aside, then we'll compare. Option 2 is, let's say we are living on rent for 20 years. I take a call to live on rent for 20 years. So my rent during the for the 20 years, it's approximately, let's say, for 20 years, it flows to 1.32 crores for 20 years. How much? 1.3 crores. First year I'm paying 4 lakhs, but after that rent will increase, right? Every house owner will increase the rent. So approximately 1.32 crores I'm paying. Somewhere between 30,000 rent I'm paying. To live in a decent house, we need to pay at least 30 to 35,000 rent per month. Then every year the house owner increases. So 5% hike only have to. So what is the opportunity cost here? This 50 lakhs, whatever loan I'm taking, I'm not going to take. This is the opportunity cost. Assuming I'm investing it and I'm getting an ROI of CAGR of 10%, it grows to 3.36 crores. Just this 10% is very pessimistic. Actually, this should be 15%, but 10% we are taking. 3.36 crores. For a period of 20 years, it grows to 3, the corpus grows to 3.36 crores. Now, here comes the comparison. 1.5 crores, you saw that. Here 1.32 crores. But you have an asset here, 2 to 3 crores. Here no asset, that's fine. Here investment value is 50 lakhs used as down payment. Here, this 50 lakhs, the investment value, 50 lakhs down, there is no return on investment. Here, it's 3.36 crores, the opportunity cost. 50 lakhs becoming 3.36 crores at the rate of 10% CAGR. It will be more than this. So what is the net gain if you see? It's somewhere between 50 lakhs to 1.5 crores. Here it is 2 crores. Here it is 2 crores. So practically speaking, in today's scenario, living on rent works, provided depending upon the person. Let's say we can fund the house through our 100% capital, then it's fine. Then it's fine. To live one house is required. There is no second thought about it. But when we are going to invest in more than one house, which many people are doing in our country, more than one house, buying the second house in a far-flung place, that to a low-quality house, with the loan tenure is 25 years, and the down payment is only 20%, and the loan is 80% repayment. It's an absolute thing which should not be done. The thing which should not be done. This is my perspective. But people may tell, I want a name board. It's a prestige. It's a social status. All that is fine. But again, depends. how much you are going to pay, the down payment, what is the background, etc. But here the example, the assumption is person going for a job, getting a decent salary. There is no house for him, no ancestral property. It's better to live on rent. That is the takeaway. Now, personal loan was a jewel loan. So this is what I was searching for. See how much you could save actually over a period of 3 years. 5 lakhs over 3 years. How much you could save? Here 72,000 you are paying. If you take a jewel loan, interest, extra output. Here you are paying 97,000. 25,000 rupees is the difference. This is something important. But if you feel it's something just prestigious, then you will have to shell out 25,000 additionally. So this is what I had for you today. If there are any doubts, please ask me. I think we are on time. 8:15 I have completed on time. So let me see the chat box. Let me see whether there are any queries. So many queries are there. Let me just answer one by one. So it's basically the transcript. So any queries, please ask me. Unmute yourself. So we are done with this session. So any queries? I am just 1 minute. Let me stop the recording. Now you can ask your question.